bejeepers out of those forces.
And now we're on the second part of this whole ordeal. Anyway, what I'm doing right here, everything was brown last time, and now I'm going to dry brush stuff. You should kind of know how to dry brush stuff when you're doing this. You got to brush dry, so it's not wet. And you dry brush stuff. Now look at this. I'm dry brushing. I think I'm on camera. Yeah, there you go. Here we go. So, okay. Dry brushing here. You just slightly go across the top. Now, this is a heavy dry brush, so there's a little bit of moisture, so it picks up more on the thing. When you're doing multiple layers of dry brushing, what you do is you do heavier dry brush instead of like hitting the thing and having a chance to actually have crap come up. Now I'm dry brushing the black one. I'm doing this dry brush gray. The other one was I was dry brushing Graveyard Earth. So here we go. This is just dry brushing some cheapy gray paint. Anyway, you don't want to like slam the thing. You want to go over it lightly. So you just make it a little more wet and it goes over it a lot heavier. Real faint dry brushing, the paint has to be barely there, which you'll see me do with bleach bone. Okay, second coat of dry brushing, once they dry, see look, this is a very, very thin coat of dry brushing, and there you go. So there you go, nicely go over it, not as frenzied as before, and yeah, look, that's the city. I think that is 2 layers of dry brushing. It looks like moonscape, city, anything. I don't know why that one rocks kind of up a little more. I'll probably fill that with static grass. I think I do. Yeah, overall it looks pretty good. There you go. So look, that looks like a cool base. This one. Now I'm dry brushing bleach bone over it, and you want to do this real faint and real little. So see, I'm just kind of like hitting it here and there just a little bit, going over nice and slow, which is exactly what you want to do. So here we go, and I continue doing this, little dry brushing here and there, but it gets the point across. The last layer of dry brush you want to do faint, and look at this. This is the finished, well not finished, so we got to do the edges, but yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool, you have to admit. Yep, okay, and then I dry brush the other one. So there you go. You can see the other one. So that's the city kind of thing, and that's the other one and whatnot. Anyway, edging, doing the base edges. My mouth is like super dry. So anyway, you paint the base edges. Don't be like, this is going to be Purple Squad because it has purple edges on their bases. No, it looks retarded. I'm sorry. If you're going to do like squads, do like a little dash behind the base. Don't do like full circle bases. Goblin green bases, again, no edging, no, don't kill it. Otherwise, here we go. Look, that looks real nice. Doing nice edges, and yeah. But anyway, over here you got some white glue, Elmer's white glue. Just kind of dab it on here and there. See, there you go. See, and then you do static grass. But the edges have to be dry, or else you get some weird, funky edges you have to go over again. Okay. Over here. Throw on some static grass. I do 2 layers of static grass for green. I'll explain this later when I'm doing the terrain piece. And you knock it off and make sure it's off because you don't want this coming out in your box with all the styrofoam. Trust me. My Tyranids, like one or two of the trays are just covered in like grass. It's ridiculous. Anyway, those are the 3 bases. I kind of covered in static grass. The city one I ended up doing like a yellowish grass instead of snow. I didn't feel like making snow for one base. Anyway. Over here, mixing a little black with brown. I gotta fill in some of the cracks, so I have to like remake that color. Because if you do it watery, when I was painting it over, a little bit watery, and so it dried up in some of the spots I missed. So I'm gonna go back over and fill up those cracks. Yep, pretty much, guys. How are you doing? Okay. Not that exciting, but you don't want any white spots showing hardly. Like you can do it with a little bit here and there. You'll fill it with grass, but you don't want like gaping white areas because that just looks bad. Okay, now now we're ready to dry brush. Get a bunch of Graveyard Earth, dry my brush off like it's my job, and yeah. Eventually, I start dry brushing. There you go. Look at this. Look, you can see the difference. It's magical. I should definitely like try and be on a TV talk show like QVC or whatever those woman channels. Like your mom probably watches this, and she sits there and like she's like, "Oh look, they're selling that nice watch. Let me buy that nice watch." And you're just like, "Yeah, I'm Exilian. I'm selling this watch. It's awesome." Yeah. So it could definitely work because I'm just talking about this and like narrating how I did this about a few hours ago. So yeah. Anyway, this looks kind of cool. Look, I'm dry brushing over a rock with Graveyard Earth. It's very skillful to do that. I think this keeps going on for like another 2 minutes, literally. Wow. Okay, so, I'm dry brushing a lot. And, yeah, not really exciting. I have 15 more seconds to bullshit. Had a monster and a cheesesteak today. That was cool. Went to Wawa. That was exciting. That's about it. Did some other stuff. We're not gonna talk about that. Yeah, get it. Well, anyway, here we go. So then we go on the bleach bone and dry brush bleach bone again. This is faint, so I already dry brushed that one coat, so you got texture ready. And now the bleach bone or the last dry brush you do is on the raised areas or anything that catches the eye. So like these raised rocks over here, dry brush those pebbles over there. Any of the bigger rocks, dry brush them. I'll dry brush like the big rock in the center, of course, but very faintly because I already have 2 dry brushes on it, or 1 dry brush, or some number of dry brushes. But see, very nicely. If you actually look at the Salamanders Army, some of their bases, you can link me if you want the still pictures to them. Yeah, you just kind of yep, do the main details and stuff and pick them out. I'll probably do a video of me making a board in like a day or something. That'll be cool, because this terrain piece literally took me, like, not counting drying time, half an hour, not even. A forum you might want to check out is TerraGenesis. TerraGenesis. I think it's org, or it's in the UK or something. It's cool. Cool website, great terrain website. Was on that before I started playing Warhammer 40k. Great stuff. Anyway, as you can see, I'm putting down glue. Lots and lots of glue. Anyway, then we'll be putting down static grass right after this, which is amazing looking. When you put this stuff down, water down the glue just a tad, because if you do heavy glue, the grass doesn't want to dry for hours. And don't use super glue. Don't ever use super glue for basing. I know people that do this. No, don't. It may sound cool, but no, just don't do it. Anyway, I use the, I think it's wasteland grass or something, the GW, the darker color. So you use the darker color, it's a little bit reddish and like yellowish and stuff. You put that around. I use that as a base or an undercoat, right? And then you kill it with the bright neon green stuff. That's how you do it. Or I think this is the medium GW stuff, but you don't want to do, if you just do plain this grass, it looks like too corny. It's just like, oh, look, bright grass, and then like dirty rocks. Doesn't really work. So what you do is you do the wasteland on and off. Like if you're doing a whole board, your GW or your local game store probably has the board that's like, it's a big brown thing and it just has grass thrown on it in patches, and it's just like bright patches, brown, bright patches, brown. You mix it up a little bit. See how awesome this looks if you had a whole table like this? Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I know it looks pretty cool. I just made it today. Yep. So anyway, now I'm outside, and the sun like just happened to not want to come out right then, so I was like, yeah, shade, but still really good quality. That's what happened to the brown wasteland city base. You mix that with a little snow, that's an awesome looking base. Over here, that's a plain, normal base. It looks pretty cool. I like it a lot. And over here, aha, that's the piece of terrain that's based like that. The scorched brown edging on that base, by the way. You always want to have the base edging darker by quite a bit than the actual color of the base. So there you go, look at that. And then look, if you're playing fantasy, look, they line up, they regiment right up. That looks really cool. So like the shale base or something, you'd have some like banner or regiment guy or something on there, so they look cool. And yeah, this would be an awesome display board. Look at that. Look at this. Now we got some still pictures. I'm going to put on some Braveheart music right now.